today we have a cool Epiphone Les Paul. This guitar came in for a setup. It does have a neck crack that was repaired by the owner, and he says it's buzzing quite a lot. So we're going to do a setup on it and see if we can minimize for sure. Eliminate would be great. The buzzing. So we'll start with the setup and go from there. We'll see whether or not it needs fret dressing to totally eliminate the buzzing, or if we can actually get it to a reasonable state with a setup. You can actually see it kind of looks like maybe some of the repair glue is on here, a little bit on the back of the neck as well. So we'll see if any of that comes off as best we can. But we're going to start by taking some initial measurements. So I would like to know kind of where we're sitting for the current truss rod. So we are going to do that for the truss rod measurement. So let's capo on the first fret. Let's fret the 12th and measure at the 6th. So 0.25 millimeters is a little bit tight. Getting closer at 0.006. That's right, I gave you the measurement. Yeah, 0.25 millimeters and 0.15. Still feels pretty tight there. It's a little bit smaller, so we want to go see what we can do here. 0.35. These are all bigger. 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. And we said 0.15 was still pretty tight. It's closer at that, but still pretty tight. Let's see here. Let's find a small one here. Let's say 0.18. Closer. All right, so it's about 0.18 millimeters. So just so we can see where we are, where we go to, 0.18 millimeters, and the string action at the 12th. Just get an idea here. So at the 12th we are looking at about 2 and about 1.75. So it's about 2 and 1.75. All right, those are just some initial measurements. So we are going to start by, let's check the electronics here. Alright, so everything works, of course. No surprise there. It's all working. There's a little bit of scratchiness in the switch, and this pot, for some reason, feels pretty stiff to turn. So it might actually just be that it's pushed down on the body really far, but we'll see if we can treat that a little bit. So let's take off these strings to start with. I'm actually going to clip these off. This makes it easier sometimes to slide through where it hasn't been all crimped up. And just keep track of them. Right, you know you got 6, keep track of 6 so that we're not losing it and putting a guitar down onto an old string or a piece of string that could scratch it up. Don't want to do that. One more. There you are. Alright, so that's 6. Now it'll come out nicer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. There. Okay. So just pop that off so it doesn't fall off when we're working. That seems on there. Flip that over. Good. And a nice magnetic bowl there is super handy. Don't lose screws. screws. That. I'm gonna treat these anyway. It wasn't really scratching us, but let's go over it. Let's make sure it's treated so that we don't run into any scratchiness. The electronics. Right. Take a little deoxit. Just going to give this a shot in here. Doesn't take much. Just give it your shot. Wiped anything, overspray or anything like that. Then manipulate the piece. That's good. And I actually do like to, just if I can, just a hair. Just a hair in there so that it comes at it from both sides so that it runs down into the electronics. Again, you don't need to do a ton, but just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so this actually feels better already. So I think it is just, it was mashed down onto the body and causing it to grind a bit. But I am going to just, not much because there was almost no scratchiness. Got it here, we've got it on the bench. Let's take care of it, right? Right in there. Good, good. Get in there, baby. There we go. And same thing. All the way with those. One side to the other, one side to the other. Okay. Now, what I like to do, now of course it's a little tricky for this, but I can test it a little bit, is, so now there's a sound from the amp, but no scratchiness. Again, it gets a little bit, we'll test it again when the strings are on, but there was nothing really before, so. Yeah, but this one was the one that had some scratchiness. Gone. All right. Pop this back on. quickly go over and make sure that all the screws in here are tight. It's loose and starting to wiggle. That's just how you can start to have start to wear out the holes. It's moving. Good. There we go. There's that. Nice tight there, pickguard. Tight there. This looks like it has a little crack in it on there, but it certainly doesn't affect the functionality at all. And good. Make sure that everything's tight. Things looking good. So electronics are all cleaned up, not remotely crackly anymore. So we're going to jump and start polishing up these frets. Oh yeah. The first 5, call them the cowboy chords there, they've definitely seen some wear, but we'll see how they go once it's all strung up, whether or not they're causing buzzing or not. So let's jump into polishing some frets. All right, electronics all cleaned up, looking good. Let's get into some fret polishing here. They look wide frets. It's not bad. I'd rather use this one if I can. Yeah, that'll work. We'll start our microfiber fret polishing papers. I don't know if you can kind of get a look here. It won't focus at all, but kind of what it's currently like. You can see they're kind of dull, a little bit of oxidization. Nothing extraordinary, like very, very common, but we'll just work through. I like to make sure they are polished. Takes off the oxidization, takes off the roughness, and that's where they get like glassy smooth for your bends and such. No scratchiness. Even with the first pass, they become significantly and noticeably better. You can certainly see they need it. There's 6 different grits I use, from more coarse to least coarse. None of them are very coarse, but I'm just trying to polish, not take off any fret material. So that is one. I would normally do two of this coarseness because it does most of the heavy lifting. So, but one of 6 passes that we'll do on here. So I am going to continue with that. I'll jump ahead and we'll come back when we start polishing up the fingerboard. All right. Frets are polished. Let's see, a little bit of glassiness happening there. And we're now going to treat this fretboard, fingerboard. So let's do that. Grab a little bit of oil. And rag. Let's get this cleaned up. Pretty liberal with this. There are people who will take their guitar in for a setup every year, a couple times a year, and there are lots of people that don't. Maybe they never do, or maybe they take it in once and that's it. So I like to make sure that we are really treating it well, really treating it with respect, taking care of it, right? If it's the only time it ever gets done, let's make sure it's done right. And also, if they're going to bring it in 2 times a year, let's make sure it's done right. But it's really respectful and, you know, kind of happy and blessed is not the word I want, but just really grateful that they would trust me with their guitar, trust me with their prized instrument. So really be respectful of that, be aware of that. Treat it right. Q-tips, absolutely awesome. Gets you right up to the frets, wires. Just takes away a lot of that build up. It can be hard to get at. This one, it's not bad. It's definitely got some coming off, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. Certainly got stuff coming off, but nothing crazy, but enough to make it worth it for sure. Go back here. It's beautiful. I'm going to go lightly one more time. Just lightly. Yeah, beautiful. All right, that aside. So we are going to do a sort of a preliminary clean. I don't know how much of this it does kind of make me think it's the glue that was used in the repair. I don't know how much of this will come off, but we're going to do an initial kind of clean and see what it looks like, see if any of it comes off. At the very least, it'll be the normal type of dust and grime will come off. Right now we especially want to get under where the strings go. So when we put the strings on, we are in good shape. Yeah, so the normal dust, smudges, debris like that comes off, of course. It looks great. This one looks like maybe glue is kind of on there, so wouldn't want to put something on there that's going to ruin the finish. So we won't stress about that, but we'll get it cleaned up. Kind of generally good. All right, we're going to get some strings on here, so we'll come back and do that. Let's get some strings on this bad boy. Kind of set up. I like to get the tuning pegs lined up first-ish. Don't have to be crazy, but a bit. So 10's on here, 10 to 46. And it was strung, not doing the wraparound on the bridge, but just straight through, which I prefer. Wraparound looks pretty cool. No, it's not totally that I'm into. Before we go too far, I do want to use a little bit of this lubricant on the nut and on the bridge so that strings kind of glide nicely. Don't get caught up. Less binding is the goal. There. Here as well. Just a little bit. All right. Now, put our strings on here. Reasonable order here. All right. Let's get this up here. Back. Push it down. To make sure that we get a nice clean wrap. Clean, nice and tight. Good there. Do one more for you. Push it back. Push it down. Make sure it's going under. And we're in. Back. Down. Take a little extra time. Let's make sure the wraps are clean and tight and nice wrapping downwards. So we'll do that again on the other side, and then we'll come back after it's all strung up, and we'll do some tuning and start to measure the neck relief and such. All right, so this guitar is strung up. We're still stretching out some strings. So grab our tuner. I like to give them a good stretch. Everything gets stretched out. Do it again. Stretch it all out. Stretch the string. Kind of stretch the string on itself. Yeah. Stretch the string kind of further up, so it's tightening up the winds all the way. Do it again for everything. All the way. Hold it down with my finger. Stretch it up all the way. And you'll see. Just drop down just about a whole step, half step, less than half a step, a little less than half a step. one of the big things that'll help it stay in tune. It's just stretched out. It's already holding tune incredibly well. One more, then we'll press on for now. Already you can see up here. So that could be a high fret. It's in tune. So let's continue here. Let's check our neck relief. Set that. And we're looking for point 006. Very close. So close that I think I'm going to I could tighten it a little bit maybe, but a little bit maybe. I think it's I'm going to leave it there. We'll go on if we need to make a little adjustment after we will, but so 006 for now. So let's check our string action. Alright, so we're going to shoot for the about 1.5, 1.6 on the low E, or like 1.25, in between 1.25 and 1.5 on the high E. Let's see where we're at here. We are at, oh baby. It's pretty good now. Marshall. new strings on here. Just kind of getting everything set. It's actually really nice already at 1.5 and 1.25. So that's nice. So, I have a little bit of buzziness we're going to have to look into, but that could end up being a high fret. We're going to check it out. We're going to finish this out. I'm going to get to some intonation. So, we'll come back here in just a minute. Alright, so after playing with this guitar a little bit here, it's got some fret buzz still. It really needs a fret dressing to eliminate it all, so leveling the frets and then recrowning them. But you can hear that. The client isn't really interested in doing a fret dressing right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play with the action a little bit, raise that up and see if I can just sort of eliminate the buzz. A little bit, make it a little bit nicer to play, because that's going to be the best what we can do, right? It does need a fret dressing to really eliminate all that buzz, but maybe if I can raise the action a little bit, it'll still land somewhere in the, I'm looking for my tuning app, folks. It'll land somewhere in the realm of like decently playable without being too buzzy. Right there, that's the real buzzy one. So let's see where we're at here. Okay, I'm going to try and take it up just a little bit more. See what happens here. See if we can. So that is still, just that one right there is a little bit fuzzy. Everything else is decent. Okay, so it's higher. We knew it would be. It's still totally playable. And depending on how you play, like I have a strap that's set up and the action is above 2 and it's still, until I knew anything about action, I mean, that's totally fine. Okay, so alright, that's our action. Let's see what we can do with the intonation on here. Alright, so let's get our tuner up again. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oof, beautiful. This is nice. I love it. Intonation is awesome. Shockingly awesome. That's awesome. That, do this, a little bit two, intonation, awesome, cool. All right. And how do we feel about these hiccups? Sound great. Okay. It's good. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to clean it up and then we'll come back and hear some tones.